Today, celebrate Oklahoma's great outdoors with our brand new outdoor adventure guide, from kayaking and hiking adventures to going green.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally.
And we are at OKC Kayak, just outside of downtown Oklahoma City today. And this is the perfect place to talk about outdoor adventure.
These folks really are the experts, and we'll catch up with them in just a little bit. But first, we are very happy to announce our brand new 2013 Oklahoma State Parks and Outdoor Recreation Guide. It's actually here, hot off the presses.
258 pages. This thing is packed with outdoor venues and activities for every adventurer. Did you know Oklahoma has 12 ecoregions? What about more than 78,000 miles of rivers and streams? Begin to explore them all with the brand new Oklahoma State Parks and Outdoor Recreation Guide. Available now, this guide highlights our one-of-a-kind state parks, from sand dunes to mountainscapes, plus out-of-doors destinations and activities border to border. Whether you're into hiking, fishing, trail riding, rock climbing, or golfing, it's all in this handy guide. To get your hands on an outdoor guide, just click Get Free Brochures on the Travel OK homepage, or pick one up at a tourism information center near you.
You know, this guide really has grown over the years. It truly is a very comprehensive guide of the state's campgrounds and trails and lakes and streams and mountains.
Every place you'd want to go outside. And speaking of mountains, our Shel Wagner recently took her family on a hike in the beautiful Gloss Mountains near Fairview, and they fell in love, not just with the view, but with the sparkling topography.
West of Orienta, along U.S. Highway 412 in Major County, the Oklahoma prairies stretch out with broad horizons of possibility. For miles, gentle rises give way to easy slopes until suddenly, there they are. Red mesas cloaked in crystals and sparkling like diamonds jut up from the grasslands just south of the Cimarron River. Saying the name of this series of buttes within earshot of others inevitably ignites an argument. Are they the Glass Mountains or the Gloss Mountains? The debate started all the way back in 1875 when a map maker made a transcription error, replacing the A with an O, and the name stuck. After all, these glistening landmarks are both glassy and glossy. A marker in the state park explains the history of the ongoing confusion. The Gloss Mountains are an easy drive from our house and yet feel like a real destination, like we've ventured into an authentic slice of the American West. Gloss Mountain State Park boasts an info kiosk at the base of Cathedral Mountain and picnic pavilions. But here's the kicker, and the reason this makes the perfect location for introductory family hiking: stairs. That's right, metal great steps zigzag toward the top of this bold mesa. At times it's pretty steep, but we took advantage of the benches perched strategically along the path, great for catching your breath and catching the view. There are reminders throughout the park that we share this place with snakes, some of them rattlers. We didn't see any slithery friends, but the thought that we might just added to the spirit of adventure. The last 15 feet or so of the trail is tougher to scale. It's rugged and rocky, but there's a handrail for hoisting yourself up. Once atop the butte, the terrain is nearly football field flat, and the sky wraps around you like your favorite hoodie. Marked trails take you on a loop around the top of Cathedral Mountain, but we had a tough time concentrating on the ground because the epic landscape kept tugging at our attention. Our packs held a convenience store picnic and a blanket, and we plopped down in full view of a dramatic ledge. For a meal in which my girls would have happily gobbled up Brussels sprouts because the vistas were the true stars here. We also brought along some dime store kites, and the bluff's natural gusts floated our contraptions high above the gypsum-crowned mesa. These geological gems, all on their own, deliver a sense of awe. The hike up them is just physical enough to lend a sense of accomplishment for novice hikers like us. But the real windfall of this outing was the way this lofty vantage point made us feel even more connected to our glimmering home state. and at the same time, most unexpectedly, more connected to each other. At Gloss Mountain State Park near Fairview, I'm Shel Wagner.
All right, I have a confession to make. This next story, well, it doesn't have anything to do with the outdoors.
Okay, good. Your confession part scared me just a little bit, so I'm glad it turns out to be just that we're going to talk about food next.
Of course we are, because that's what we do on this show. We do it a lot. But you do have to travel outdoors to get there. Does that count at all?
We'll count that even though you were in the luxury of our Ford Explorer, because this is no ordinary restaurant we're talking about, the Rocking H Land and Cattle Company.
That's exactly what we're talking about. And when I sat down for lunch, it was truly an amazing culinary adventure.
The small town of Temple, Oklahoma may only have approximately 900 people, but what's been going on in the middle of town since 2009 is pretty big. Folks are driving from miles away to eat at the Rockin' H Land and Cattle Company Steakhouse.
It's more just a destination dining place. I mean, basically all of our people drive here from other places, and we're just basically a steakhouse.
But what a steakhouse! Since they opened in November of 2009, business has been booming. They've already expanded their kitchen once, and they bought the building next door with another expansion in the works. Robert and his wife Valerie took a leap of faith when they opened the restaurant. It's been a lifelong dream for them to open a place of their own, and they couldn't be happier with the results. And the customers are certainly very happy.
We hadn't done a lot of advertising. I mean, you know, it's basically word of mouth, and it just sort of spread like wildfire when we opened, and which was a good problem to have. And you know, we go to a wait list almost every weekend, and we do a lot of bigger parties, and we take reservations.
So why do people continue to flock here? Well, it's simple. It's the fun atmosphere, great service, and the mouth-watering food. The signature salad is very popular. It has a little bit of everything in it. It's delicious. And I have to tell you, they serve the biggest chicken fried steak I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them. It's served with mashed potatoes and gravy, of course, and it's outstanding. And then there are the steaks. They are hand-cut USDA choice-aged beef. And one of the particular favorites?
It would be probably the Texas tenderloin. It comes
Either
with
that
our
or cattleman's tenderloin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 12. We have an 8 or 12 ounce version, a thick center cut fillet, grilled over an open flame, very tender, marinated on meat, huge baked potato. We load the potatoes up. I mean, lots of cheese, butter, sour cream, and you know, sometimes people say, "Well, how do you make any money? You load them up so much." But you know, you just gotta load them up. That's what they keep coming back for. Presentation on the plate is always a good thing.
And don't forget the appetizers, all of which are huge and tasty.
Our potato skins are to die for.
Rockin' H has received national attention as they have done premiere parties for the television shows Hillbilly Handfishing and Mudcats. In fact, while we were doing the interview for this story, in walked Skipper Bivens of Hillbilly Handfishing and his wife Joanne.
This place has a great feel to it. It's got that down-home feel, and every time we got a chance, we'd have to load everyone up and bring them out. You know, it's just a good down-home feeling.
The Rockin' H does indeed have a down-home feel with incredible food that's essentially rocking the town of Temple.
The Rockin' H Land and Cattle Company has their own Facebook page, and you can find out more about them, their menu, and upcoming specials. Just click on over to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
Boy, you're pulling all the tough assignments this week. Playing golf next.
Absolutely, someone has to do it, and I volunteered. And you're going to tell us about OKC Kayak.
That wasn't tough duty either. We'll glide atop Lake Hefner when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues with more on our great outdoors.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving, and found out they could save us money too, and so we ended up switching. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600. Any money you can save during the month and have some left over, that's a pretty big deal. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Want to get away? Oklahoma road trips are fuel for the soul. To get your motor running, visit travelok.com for brochures, inspiration, and loads of savings. A few clicks will put you on the open road to adventure. At travelok.com/road trips, it's easy to find a getaway that moves you. We've reinvented the road trip. Come along for the ride.
approximately a year and a half ago, my friend Gary Wise, who I go to church with, had become a AAA agency, and he had asked me, he said, let's just check, see what we can do.
We tried to compare apples to apples to his current coverage.
And my premium went down $800 for the same insurance for this house. I was tickled. I mean, $800 is a lot of money. Go see Gary. Get your AAA insurance. It's head and shoulders above the rest of the companies.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, talking about outdoor adventure this week with help from the new Outdoor Guide.
That's right. I guarantee that inside this book you will find your new favorite place or new adventure.
It doesn't matter your skill level, you're going to find something in here. And that's what they say here at OKC Kayak. No matter your ability, they can find a way to get you out on the water.
Raise that knee up and make the boat go back upright.
Dave Lindo, owner of OKC Kayak, insists that he can get anybody kayaking, that it's a sport suitable for absolutely everyone.
Any age, any ability, any size, shape, you name it, we've got something for you.
So I decided to put his claims to the test. We assembled in Stars and Stripes Park friends and family with abilities as diverse as the Oklahoma landscape, and Dave with a smorgasbord of kayaks for an evening on Lake Hefner. I brought along my kids, doubtful that Dave would trust them to pilot boats of their own, especially my 5-year-old. But not only did Dave soon have my little ones paddling and steering, he actually conducts kayaking camps for children, like this one in Edmond. And with proper safety equipment, he's a stickler for life jackets. I guess there really isn't such a thing as too young. Okay, then what about too old? Peanut Jones arrived at the park just darling at 101 years old. But if I were counting on Peanut to help debunk Dave's brag, I'd pick the wrong centenarian. Peanut had done this before.
So, what age were you when you first started kayaking?
100.
Oh no, she too was soon paddling like a pro. But wait a minute, kayaks are tippy, right? And I'd heard that keeping the boat balanced and upright is all in the knees. So my friend John, whose 2003 farm equipment rollover accident left him without the use of his legs, surely he would be the one to challenge Dave's claim.
It was a totally great experience, easier than I ever thought it would be. Very relaxing. You'd be surprised on how stable the things are. You feel a lot more like normal.
He was able to come out and enjoy kayaking just like any of the rest of us and did a remarkable job, had one of the best paddle strokes of anybody out there tonight.
Okay, it's humiliating to admit, but the one who came closest to proving that kayaking maybe isn't for everyone was, well, me. Forever with my paddle upside down or paddling with my arms instead of using my body. Nobody could accuse me of being a natural. And still, I can't wait to do it again.
You don't have to know every turn, know how to roll the boat, all this sort of stuff. If you come out, you're reasonably safe, you have a good time, enjoy the friends you're with, you're good at it, in our opinion.
For more information on OKC Kayak, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
Jennifer, you know that I do enjoy playing golf, but I have to admit some days it's just like a lot of walking, broken up by disappointment and really bad math.
And you know, because we're in television, bad math is what we do.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
we'd be building bridges or something. But you know, even when you're in the rough, your swing is off, things are going terrible, there's the scenery. And there is maybe no better way to enjoy Oklahoma's diverse landscape than from the green.
There we go. You know, in Oklahoma, between the state and the public courses, there are all kinds of varied terrain to meet your particular skill level. The main thing is to get outside and enjoy a round of golf.
And no one knows more about playing golf in Oklahoma than Duffy Martin. He started Cedar Valley and Cimarron National courses in Guthrie, and at 97 years old, he still enjoys hitting the links.
I can't wait till the sun comes up so I can get out and about and get that fresh air and start doing something productive.
There are 7 state golf courses from which to choose, from Arrowhead to Cedar Creek and Beavers Bend, Lake Murray to Romanos and Watonga, just to name a few. Each course unique and spectacular in their own way, of course. Challenging, scenic, a place where hard battles are sometimes fought, but always enjoyable.
Oh, I like it when I can hit a straight shot down the fairway. This was not one of those times, but I like when I can do that. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a state course or a public course. All that information about those golf courses can be found right here in our new outdoor guide.
In the guide, you'll discover the over 130 public courses in our state, from Hugo to Woodward, from Altus to Miami, and everywhere in between. You'll find the phone numbers for those courses and the number of holes available. Here at Cedar Valley, where I am today, they have 2 18-hole championship courses, and just down the street at Cimarron National, you'll find 2 more 18-hole courses as well.
Golf, in my opinion, has no equal. It is a game for life, and it's been very rewarding to me.
Duffy adds that the courses in Oklahoma are truly amazing, and truth be told, if you can play and score in Oklahoma, you can play anywhere. He built both Cedar Valley and Cimarron National. Both are demanding, he says, but if you hit a good shot, you'll be rewarded. If you hit a bad one, well, maybe you'll get a good hop off a tree trunk, but that's golf. Duffy also says Mother Nature essentially created these courses. He and his family and crew just refined them a bit. Regardless, if you adapt Duffy's philosophy, I think we'd all be better off and less stressed about things, particularly about our golf game.
If you lose a ball, it's in the lake, you can drop another and go head on. Life is too short to hunt balls. They're making golf balls 24 hours a day.
Thanks for the advice, Duffy.
You can find out all you need to know about playing a round of golf at Cedar Valley, Cimarron National, and other public courses, as well as our state park golf courses, by visiting the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
How about a different kind of outdoor experience out near Pawhuska?
It's beautiful, it is peaceful, and it's also expansive.
No wonder it's where the buffalo roam. We'll take you there when Discover Oklahoma returns in 2 short minutes.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving and kept telling us that we should look into it. And so we decided that we should go see what we could do. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. And so any penny that you can save is a big deal. AAA was something I always heard of when I was growing up. And when people talked about it, they talked about it in a reliable way. And so when we switched to AAA, it was something that we just trusted from the beginning. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600 a year. Our life insurance, we were actually able to double our coverage, and our premium still went down close to about half as well. Again, it's not something you ever want to think about as you grow up and become a grown-up with a family, but it's definitely something that you need to have. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, talking about exploring the outdoors this week with the brand new Oklahoma Outdoor Guide.
I love that guide. It really is amazing. It's very easy to order, and it's free. That's also important.
Ding, yeah.
And it's just bursting with unique ideas and adventures and destinations that celebrate nature.
For example, our next destination, which our Shel Wagner tells us, is an outdoor paradise with a window on the past.
This 39,000-acre expanse of unbroken vistas is the largest protected tallgrass prairie in North America, and it's ours. The Tallgrass Prairie Preserve is ageless, timeless. Your gaze out across these rolling grasslands is today the same view held by Native Americans who were here for thousands of years, the same panorama experienced by European explorers and of pioneers. It's a place where bison roam as they did hundreds of years ago, a place where the big blue stem can grow 10 feet tall after a rainy season.
The tallgrass prairie was one of the characteristic American landscapes. At one time, it was perhaps the largest single ecosystem in North America. It covered over 142 million acres conservatively and spanned portions of 14 states and was the heartland of America. It is now the most threatened landform in the world, more threatened than tropical rainforests. Over 90% of the tallgrass prairie has been lost.
This swath of land in northern Oklahoma is the largest piece left, and even this piece of prairie has been brought back from extinction.
The tallgrass prairie as an ecosystem ceased to exist with the elimination of the bison. It died.
The prairie was shaped by the forces of weather, by grazing bison, and by wildfires. And though the climate remained a constant through the centuries, the bison and the wildfires are back thanks to the Nature Conservancy.
The reason the bison are here is for the ecological influence that they provide. And then we do controlled or prescribed burns to mimic the seasonality of fires that shape the prairie. And so what we're trying to do is put those forces back into play and recreate a functioning tallgrass prairie ecosystem that's the only one of its kind any place in the world.
Repeat, the only one of its kind in the world. The sheer enormity of the tallgrass prairie will fire your imagination. If this destination isn't on your bucket list, it should be.
People do come from all over. It's amazing the number of people that come here. The best place to start is in Pawhuska, and the best time to see the prairie is the first light and the last light of the day.
And you need to experience it in every season.
Further into the spring, we get baby calves being born, and there's nothing cuter than a fresh bison calf bouncing out across the lush green prairie.
Later in the spring, the prairie dances with wildflowers.
We expected originally to find 250 plant species here. We found more than 3 times of that, and we're still counting. And then in the summer, the tall grasses start reaching for the sky. And then in the autumn, you get some really nice butterfly migrations. And then in the winter, to me, winter's my favorite time. The air is the purest and the cleanest. You get a lot of birds that overwinter here, like the bald eagles. And to me, to see the bison in the snow is just awesome.
Especially if your roots are in Oklahoma, the prairie can grab you in a way that is difficult to put into words. And you'll find yourself hoping that, just like the horizons here, the tallgrass prairie will go on forever. In Pawhuska, I'm Shel Wagner.
All right, stay where you are.
There's more AAA's Discover Oklahoma just ahead.
In early April of this year, we had one of the most violent hailstorms I've ever seen in my life. And my wife called me, and you could hear the noise over the telephone. By the time I got home, got out here from town, there was hail everywhere. Baseball, size hail, golf ball, everywhere. My truck was beat to pieces. It was a pretty violent hailstorm. I called my AAA agent, Gary Wise, a friend of mine, asked him what the procedure was, give me the phone numbers, we need to turn this in.
We hope to always be there whenever they need us, and that is the most important client that we have, is the one that we're talking to at the time.
I feel AAA has treated me with the utmost respect. I feel like they went above and beyond to be respectful of our time and our property.
AAA definitely is there for the right reason. The president of the insurance company called and asked, what could they do to help Woodward and help our clients in their time of need.
Motor Trend asked people who aren't driving a Ford to take the EcoBoost Challenge. Ford Escape with EcoBoost technology took on Honda and Toyota.
This is a lot of fun to drive. That's the EcoBoost. I feel the power behind the Escape. Woo! 33 miles per gallon. That's crazy.
That's more than my little car.
I like the way the Escape drives better than the RAV4.
Sorry, Honda. Step up your game.
Get a Ford Escape with 0 for 60 plus 500 challenge cash, or drive one for only $219 a month.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. Did you know we offer 3 different levels of membership so you can choose the package that best suits your needs? Our classic level is for drivers who stay mainly in their local area. It provides towing, battery jumps, locksmith, gas delivery, extraction, and tire service. Plus AAA travel and insurance discounts, making it a great starter package to protect you on the road. Now, if you drive further on a regular basis, the Plus level of membership might be the choice for you. It offers all the benefits of our classic level, plus extended roadside assistance and additional coverage for RVs and motorcycles. For long-distance drivers and frequent air travelers, our Premier level includes our highest level of emergency roadside coverage, personal concierge services, and a host of luxury amenities. So no matter what kind of driver you are, AAA has the membership coverage to protect you and keep you on the road. Visit AAA.com to learn more.
AAA, for the ones who matter most to you.
That does it for this show. We want to thank the folks here at OKC Kayak for hosting us tonight.
Makes me want to get on the water right now. Be sure and get your new copy of the Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. You can either get one at your local Tourism Information Center or go to travelok.com and order it. It's free, full of information and inspiration.
And it is a must-have. We want to thank you very much for watching.
Next week, it's the sweet life from a candy shop that makes every day delicious to sweet serenity in Ardmore, plus a campus tour that's steeped in pageant history. Hope you'll join us.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.